And back with another Down and Back Cornhole podcast. Got it right this week after the layoff. And here, as you can see, we're with Connor, but we'll introduce him in a second. Make sure everyone is just give it the thumbs up, that like. Everything is on that side of the screen over there. Yeah, on Connor's side of the screen, there's the like, the share, and the subscribe. We've already just had the last 350 subscriber contest. We got another 40, and we'll have another contest. Maybe we'll do a jersey or something on the next one. We'll see.
Ooh.
But yeah, so we're here with the man of the weekend that just happened last weekend, Mr. Connor Weiss. Connor, how you doing?
Hey, Doug, I'm doing great. Doing great. A little tired, long drive, but made it home at 1 a.m. So,
Well, I think for you guys, it's almost every tournament is a long drive, I think.
tell me about it. That's why we like going to Peterborough. It's only 2.5 hours, so that's not terrible.
It's
But
the short drive, the two and a
yeah,
half hour short drive.
that's one that we look forward to. But then it's like, oh, yeah, we're going to go to Brampton. That sounds a great idea.
Yeah.
4.5 hours later, it's like getting home, you're just tired, but it's worth it. It's worth it. Everyone has fun. We just try to make an appearance. So, and we got a good crew that always travels. There's about 8 of us that always go. So it's always nice.
Oh yeah, and you guys have a great group, and we'll get in there in a couple minutes. So, for everyone that doesn't know you, because you're kind of some people say you're just kind of on the scene, but I've been kind of had an eye on you guys since like back November, December. But how did you get your start? How did Connor get his start in cornhole?
In all honesty, it all started on a Canada Day here at our place. So we do this, well, now it's annual cornhole tournament, and our neighbors had them, and just everyone got on, and we all started hacking around in the backyard. And I was like, you know what? Like, this is a lot of fun. And like, I was borrowing their boards and like bringing it out to campfires, and all my buddies were catching on, and we were playing. So we eventually got my own set with like a 1/2 inch plywood 2x4 frame. You hit the board and that thing flies off the back. So um, I practice on that like every day for hours, and switch over. I made myself my first pro grade set, and my buddy Kevin Ulrich and we took off, and we just started playing every single day. So like all winter long, his dad had a cabinet shop. We practiced in there for hours, like 5 hours every single day. For like, we've been doing that, I don't know, for the last since December. So it's just been nonstop grind since then, and I guess now we're here. So, but ever since Canada Day, it's like I was like, holy crap, I can do good in this. And I ended up reaching out to one of the guys. I saw that there was a Lanark County Cornhole page. I was like, what? And I didn't really understand. Like, I messaged him, and he was kind of iffy about it. But John Graham, I actually reached out to him, and we started it up, and we did our first week, and ever since then it's kind of taken off. But like I said, we'll talk about that later.
Well, no, well, we can get, we've got there. You're transferring to Lanark County, and if anyone doesn't know, check them out on Facebook. You guys on Facebook, because you guys are going live all the time. It's just another thing that pops up my phone going, Lanark's live again. But you guys kind of go live as much as you can.
Yeah, so I kind of introduced going live after Coburg. Every Tuesday I post it up. I put the audio facing the group if someone isn't commentating, and everyone takes turns commentating, and I think it's fun. Like, you get on the main stage, you have your family watch, or someone's there, and it's like, or you can rewatch yourself. So I got 2 webcams. I point at the boards, and everyone has a great time. So I guess that's a great success. Like, we do first timers always come in for free. So, and we always try to get the first timer on the web camera if they can. And, we just try to make it as fun as possible. So, it's like the small things like that to keep it exciting for everyone. And, some people don't get to get their name out, and it's a great way for them to, get their name out and show that we have a lot of skill in our league. And in my opinion, like, I would say we have some people that crush me every single Tuesday, like, and they don't travel. They just stay here. And, those are the guys that, they won't travel, but they're good. They're really good.
Well, and it seems like you guys have a lot of fun down there, because even just watching your airmail shots or your airmail contests, that everyone there kind of gets involved with it. There's a whole bunch of the cheering. You guys are just. I wish that we could go back with that with KW, but you guys have fun. That's the big thing with Lanark County is that I see is that you guys have fun.
And that's the main goal. Our Tuesday nights are something that people look forward to doing. I got 20 people that look forward to coming out every Tuesday. So, I try to make it exciting. Last week we introduced Squad Holio. This week we have to do we're doing like team captains. So Lynn and I actually won the bracket as a team. So we're going to be team captains for next week or tomorrow at 7:30. So, that's what we're going to be doing. And, pick your top 10 or whoever it is. Like we do a random draw and that's the end of it. And worked out great. We got stomped last week, but it was so fun either way, like you strategize. So we do a lot of team games, lots of team things, lots of getting together as a group. And, we do event organizing and all that as a group. Like all the input is team based. So like everyone's involved in making the league. So far it's working and no complaints. So
well, for anyone who's kind of watching here, that you guys are in the Ottawa area, right? So you got some people that if we've got our Central Conference has got people from Quebec can go in it, so they can maybe make the little jump across the provincial border there to maybe pick up some ACL points.
Yeah, well, we're looking to open up a second location, kind of like Michael Moondog there, a little bit closer, a little bit closer to Ottawa area, so those others can reach out, because Perth is quite far from Ottawa. It's about an hour and a bit, but we're trying to get a little bit more central in between Ottawa and Perth, but also keeping the Perth location.
Mm-hmm.
So just so we can attract more into the Ottawa area. And, the goal is to host a conference next year in Ottawa. So, if we find a good location, we have a good amount of people, I'm going to try my best to make it happen. So,
which I think would be fantastic to have it in that area, because there's been so many times, well, for so long, it's just been kind of centralized just to the KW area here because that's where we were. But now that we're branching off, that maybe we might even be able to go across into that provincial border maybe next year to kind of test the waters.
Exactly. So focus on getting that conference in Ottawa, and that's all we can do, expand from there. Word comes out. So
I know I've had a couple of people that have been did a live shot with me when I was in Oshawa the one time, because Lanark County, they travel. But I had Steve and Aline on to talk. Well, mostly Aline talking. Steve just kind of was just the eye candy, I guess, in that part of that live shot that we did. But what are some of the other places? Because you mentioned Kevin, because you and Kevin were watching you guys at the Open, and then even in Coburg, you guys are a great team as well. But some of the other names that people might see on a live feed from Lanark.
Well, the big travelers, Gil and Lisa, those two. So they come out, they travel, and they're actually our furthest commuters. They come like all the way from almost Orleans, which is like an hour and a half to come out and play. And they travel all over. They're always there. They're helping clean up. They're helping set up as much as they can for events. So like if you see our crew, you got to look out for Gil and Lisa and Zach and Courtney. So Zach's also helps run the league. Him and his girlfriend they're in the competitive division, and they're up and coming as well. They're dipping their toes in. They don't have as much practice as Kevin and I do, but in the winter time, but they still play great. Like on Tuesdays, they don't mess around. But that's basically the 8 of us. Cole, of course, everyone knows Cole.
Yeah.
Like, that guy will go for air mails every time that he can. But that's our crew. I'd count Megan and Emma part of our crew as well, but
they're a couple kind of so players out of the Peterborough area as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not big at all.
No one knows who they are. So
which would be the St. Thomas sisters, because they're and to have them be able to throw with you guys kind of on a regular basis as well too, kind of really helps out your league.
Yeah, exactly. No, they're great, good people, good friends. We're pretty close with Peterborough, but definitely huge shout out to those travelers with us. They are super supportive. Awesome. Always cheering us on. So it's great to see a little convoy coming, but I'm going to get a bus and I'm going to actually bus out our whole league to Peterborough for the first regional. So there's going to be 25 Lanarkians coming in and we're going to bombard Peterborough on the first regional. So that's going to be, so look out for that. So all those names that you guys haven't heard, they're going to be there.
Well, that'll be one that I have to travel the 2.5 hours to Peterborough to maybe check out as well too.
You definitely have to.
So we've talked about your start. We've talked about the league. Let's talk about how you're doing now, because you like we kind of talked a bit off air. I first heard about you or got to see you in Niagara at the first conference event, and you kind of you opened some eyes up there, and then just your game has progressed since then.
Yeah, like in the Open, my main goal was to hang with up there, like meet all the pros that I can and hack around with them whenever they were practicing, and I kind of remembered how they were played, or I talked to Jimmy McGuffin and got his play style. Chris Kingsbury, I talked to Jordan Power. Him and I hacked around for a bit. Like I played with those guys, and I kind of gathered their play style after playing with them. And I was like, okay, it's not much I have to do. It's just get more aggressive. If you want the points, go get them. Like, you can do all the same things. It's just you gotta be confident. So ever since then, I've kind of opened my eyes, tried to be more aggressive, more confident, and try to shoot my best. And there's always a chance for points. So,
that's
the plan.
So then after the Open, we then our next anything big was in Coburg, and I don't want to say if that was your real big cornhole coming out party, but you made a big splash there, because you in that third place game you had to take on Dean Lang, and that was a long game, because you were on a marathon stretch there. But I think you did like 4 or 5 games right in a row on the live feed that I got to watch you. But you had a long game against Dean, and you came up on top.
Yeah, no, Matt Plyle actually knocked me out. I was one away from playing Dean to stay into the King's seat, but no, that Matt had different plans, so he knocked me down. I actually had to play 10 games to get back up to the King's seat or to the finals. But playing Dean I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to play Dean. This is where it ends pretty quick. So, anyways, I put my head down, put on the music, and just played as smart as I could. And luckily, I snuck the last points on him. I think it was like 21-18.
Yeah, it was really close. I just forget, because there were so many long games that I was calling there. It was like, I needed like the IV to keep going there. But you had that long game against Dean, and then you're playing Dave Dunlop, who I think is one of the top players in the province as well too. And then you have to double dip him, and you get that first game, and then you could kind of see the momentum with you. You were really starting to pick up then, and then you guys went like 30 rounds in the final.
29 rounds, yeah. And I just managed to sneak it up. And going into the second game, I was like, okay, I need to change something up here. I can't do this long game. Like, I'm getting exhausted. I thought he was going to get tired. I guess not. But yeah, we played. I started to get more aggressive. I couldn't hit any of the shots that I wanted to hit, and he snuck away on me. So, but anyways, got revenge on him this weekend. That was the game plan.
But I want to say, back with Coburg, the one thing that I liked, and it wasn't good for you, but was that we've seen so many games up here in Canada with the ACL that are like just a 5-10 minute games, and you guys went and you were in that whole. I keep saying, you're either playing checkers or you're playing chess. You guys went into that chess route, and you guys just you grinded it out, making each other use those shots, having so many washes, just almost like a real pro style game for me watching it, as if we're watching some of the guys in the States.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I'd say it's getting more competitive for sure up here. Like especially with the top people. You're going to start expecting to see those 20-round games. Like, it's not common. Like, when we go into, I guess, talking about this weekend, there's one match specifically, I didn't play in it, but went 43 rounds.
Yeah.
Like insane. But those are bound to be more frequent, especially with everyone starting to get really confident playing and knowing what to do. And, people are starting to get some game sense. So that makes things exciting.
So we then go into this weekend, and big provincial weekend. I wasn't able to make it. I had to sit and watch the live feeds. It's that damn cornhole away from cornhole life that just gets in the way all the time. But
Jeez, dog.
yeah, I know. So you go into provincials. So what was the Friday night? Was the Friday night was a blind draw, I believe, on the Friday night, correct?
That was Saturday.
Oh, it was Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, it was Saturday. But we rolled in on Friday night at the Bowman Farms in Innisfil. So everyone knows that place. But and that was fun. But showed up on Saturday morning, and I believe that was doubles in the morning. So Megan St. Thomas and I actually doubled up, and we played really good, actually. Like, we played some really tough people. Like, there was not an easy game out of it. We ended up winning our first 3, and then lost to, I want to say Dean, but I can't remember fully. But I know for sure we lost to Bernie and Jamie Cowan in the end. So that was unfortunate. Megan shot lights out, so that was helpful. Then after that was the blind draw. And this is a really good. So I got partnered up with David Dobbin.
Yep.
And I believe he's from KW, is he not?
He's carried me more than many times on a blind draw night in KW.
Yeah, so I had David Dobbin, and him and I guess it was like instant chemistry. Him and I were talking. He's like, "Listen, I'll do whatever you tell me. Let's just go." So we jump into it. We play our first game, and I was like, "Dave, you go up for these airmails," and he's like, "Okay." So he goes up, hits the first one, and hits the second one. I don't think he missed a single one the whole night. Like, that guy was the clutch king for airmails. Yeah. But we ended up playing some really tough matches. Like, we played Dean and Joe. I don't know how you say his last name. Oliveira.
Oh yeah, Oliveira. Yeah.
That was a nuts team. But Dave hit a clutch airmail to get us in and won the game for us. So, like, that guy was the other half of the team for sure. And we ended up playing Bernie and Jerry. So that's a pro team. So that's like, that's a tough match to begin with. And we ended up making it and winning the A side. But then we had to play on the B side. And we had to play against Brian St. Thomas and Jake from Peterborough.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, my goodness. These boys aren't going easy on me. I've played them a bunch.
Yeah.
But they ended up – Brian hit a nasty four-bagger on us to win it. It was 21-19 at the end, and Brian just collected from the side and won it. Brian's insane. Jake's insane.
With Brian, he's not here. He's not here to disagree with us, but he gets a lot of time at work to practice. That's all I'll say.
100%.
That's all he has to work is just practice cornhole. Because he's not here to say, I can say that about it.
So Dave and Megan, they were wicked partners. They were so awesome.
Yeah.
But then going into after that, we went back to the barn and we were there, and Jamie Cowan and Bernie and all of us are back in the garage throwing octane bags. And we had a mini tournament back at the barn. So, not much sleep. You wake up at 2 or you go to bed at 2 a.m, get back up, and I'm like, oh no, it's mixed doubles.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't let Kim down. So I got up early, raced out to the event, and I was like half asleep. Kim's there, and she's like, oh, okay, well, let's practice. All right. So we're going to throw vengeance bags. And I love throwing vengeance. And so I pull out my purple set. She has a purple set. We throw them down the lane, and I'm like, how do we know who's now?
Yeah.
So we're feeling them, and it's like we can't feel it. Then you start throwing halfway through, and it's like, okay, this is Kim's, this is mine. But we went into our games, Kim and I, and she's good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, really good. So her and I, we played, and we ended up actually going, I want to say we went undefeated going into it, and lost to Dean and Megan. We lost to Dean and Megan, and we had to play against Barb and Roger. and just like Kim, that's another tough team.
That's another. That's the thing that is every term was like, and then there was this team, and then there was this team. It just, I love it now because it's not like the old days where it was only a couple teams. Now it's just like anytime.
Yeah, it's not fair when they're actually doubles partners and then they're mixed doubles partners. You're like, come on. But no, they're a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure. Like if you're not in the hole with them, you're not getting points. So, but Kim shot really well and got points. She hit some airmails. She hit some pushes. Like awesome. But like I said, we lost to Megan and Dean, and then we had to play Barb and Roger. And then we came back, and then we had to play Megan and Dean again. Of course, they weren't going to let us beat them that time again.
Yep.
So, but came out third there. So far the weekend it's a ninth, a third, or a ninth, a first, and second, and a third, and then went into the singles.
No, it's one of the singles. One of the big show. The one that, and for me, looking at that list, there was so many heavy hitters in there. It was like I went and I looked and I was like, I was going to try and do a preview show, but I'm looking at that going, I don't know if I can pick just one person I think could win it because there was about 10 or 15 on that list that had a legit chance.
Yeah. Well, like there's a ton of names, like the Finley brothers. They're great. You know, you got potentially Bernie, Cowan, Dave, Glenn McNutt. Like list goes on. Yeah. So like I didn't look at the bracket. I just went and I was like, I don't care who I'm against. I'm just going to look at my phone, go to court, don't even know who I'm playing against. And I show up. So it's like, put the music in, just straight focus. So I went out, played my first game, and I think I shot like a 10.5 PPR on the first game. And it was like 4 rounds. I forget who it was, but anyways, he was like, you better win it. I said, I'll try my best. So shout out to whoever that was. I forget his name. But shout out to him. Kept me motivated. My next game, I then played, I want to say I played against Finley, James. I think I said that right. Played against him, and I was like, I can't break my 21-0 streak. So I played against James, and I'm like, this is not going to be an easy 21-0. No. So we ended up playing a couple rounds, but his bags were just too fast on where we were. So they were zooming off the back and off to the side. You know, it was unfortunate, but I ended up getting him 21-0 as well. And I think I shot like an 9.67, and he shot like an 8.67. Like it was not easy either way.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great player.
Oh, he is, yeah.
Insane. And then my next game I played against, I want to say it was Dean. Yeah, I played Dean. So I played against Dean, and he rolled up to my court and was like, hey, here's another good game. We're going to get I got to get my revenge on you for beating us in mixed. So, we kind of just looked at each other. We did a down and back fist, and that was the last words we said. It was like we battled it out, and I threw some blocks on him. He threw blocks on me. I rolled over him, and he would airmail over me. Like it was constant trades. So, but I ended up pulling through, and he ended up getting some unfortunate to the side, and I beat him 21-9. So, or 21-12, one of the two. And I think I shot like a 9 or an 8.7 or something like that. So another high scoring round.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I showed up, and it was Travis Moreau. I think that's his name from Moreau.
Yep.
And I played against him in the Open. He's another up and coming player. He actually won doubles. So I was like, oh, here we go. This is another difficult match. So him and I hacked out. He was on a run for a bit. I was up 16-4, and I was like, oh, this is good. And I made one mistake, and he let me know that I made a mistake, and he made a good run on me. So he got a couple points in a row, and just kind of had to reset, focused in, and threw a block, and thankfully he missed, and it all went from there. So I carried on, but geez, he had me going for a bit. Difficult player. And And then after that, I believe I was in the king seat, and I had to wait 4.5 hours. 4.5 hour wait. I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm just kind of throwing on the boards, trying to keep staying warm. And I looked over, and I was watching James Finley and Paul Aiken, and they played 43 rounds as I sat and watched. I was like, are you serious? Like, this is insane. But yeah, hacked around and waited, and ended up having to play Dean again in the king seat. So now we're on the live feed, and I think I'd say personally this is where Dean excels, is when he has all the cameras pointed on him. He is going to try his hardest. So we ended up playing against each other, and he got a lead off the start. I think it was like 6-0. And I was like, okay, change the music, change the play style. Let's get in here and restart. So started throwing some blocks on him and getting some points, some big pushes, and he was getting some off to the side. So it kind of took off, got the motivation there, and just kept playing smart and grabbing bags and throwing blocks. So that worked out really well for me. You know what, like you said, I was playing as aggressive as I possibly could. I was that close to getting the plaque. I wasn't giving up now.
Well, and like we kind of talked about off air, is you're now going to go into the final game against, the rematch against Dave Dunlop, and now coming out of the two brackets, it's now just a one game. And for me, watching it, like I always said, like you like to play that chess game. You like to mess it, put the toe block down, do whatever. And then I noticed right from that first round with Dave, you went full on aggressive. You went like on the offense. You were going right for it. So just, I think that's the one thing that is great about your game, is that you can change it up on the fly. Like, it's not, you're not going to be, you don't need that whole time to go, I need to warm up to try and change my style. You can just let it go right from the get-go.
Yeah, like that's one thing. If you really want to be one of those top players, like you got to be able to change your play style, like for whatever's happening. Like there's brief times where you can be hot, and then all of a sudden they figured out how you're playing, so they're going to change it up, and you're like, now I got to change it on you because you just noticed, and it completely messes them up. So you just got to keep playing that strategic way against them, and it's kind of like you can't let them expect your next move.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily I did that, and I was going full offense on Dave, and I'll be honest, I was like not listening to a single thing, and I didn't say anything to Dave at all during the game. I was just like head down and focused, and tried to get as many points as I could. And luckily his airmails weren't dead accurate. He said all his luck was gone on Glenn. So, but yeah, I managed to pull through on that, hit some wicked shots, and it just felt nice to not have a second place. I was like used to that one. I think I felt like 4 of them now. So
it's nice. Well, for us, it's our first ACL provincial championship, and you're the first provincial champion. So it's got to be a feather in your hat.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Friends made a post on his One Spot page there. He's like, it's the off season. You know what that means. We need to knock Connor off his throne. I was like, that's hilarious.
But technically, we still have a couple weeks left in the season, so it's not the off season yet there.
Yeah, that's true.
And so it's true.
In Worlds.
Well, yeah, so I'm
going to be there.
And going there, you've now got the tournament coming up in Rock Hill. Unfortunately, the off cornhole stuff is not allowing me to get down there again. But like we were kind of talking off air, there's some people down the States that are starting to recognize you as well. So I think that's I think that's just all credit to the work that you've put in, and to getting where you're at now.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that, but yeah, no, I try to post on like the Level Up Cornhole there, and I try my best, and yeah, I guess awesome if they know me out there. Like I got friend requests from pros there on Facebook, and I'm just like, why is this person adding me? Like, why is Miranda Coy sending me a friend request? Who is this? Like, you're looking and it's like ACL pros.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this is neat. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to go down to Worlds and, be there with Dean, and I'll get to actually see kind of how I fit in, like how I sit. Do I really hang with the people up here, or am I just like a mid-level? Like, do I have to, what else do I need to work on? So, I'm expecting to lose, but I'm not going to go in there thinking I'm going to lose. I'm going in there thinking I'm going to pro qualify. So if you think about it, there's 32 spots, I think is what it is.
Yep.
Trey said.
Yeah, there's 640 people for the 32 spots.
In my head, my goal is to make at least top 100, and I think that's completely possible. So if I can do that, that'd be great. But I'm just gotta put my head down, keep practicing. After this podcast, I'm gonna go do my Deca round for the live stream, and just the practice doesn't stop. You got a week away, so just keep going.
Exactly. Yeah. So I know that I got the show sponsors, but before I get into that there, I know Lanark's got some. You've got some fantastic sponsors that are behind you with your league. I always, they're on all your jerseys, they're on all your everything. So let's give them a shout out here as well.
Oh, I can't thank Parkit 360 and Sideshift, Fiddleheads, and Kovar. Like, without them, our league would be nothing. Parkit 360 and Sideshift are actually super awesome. So they're actually going to help me out getting down to Rock Hill, South Carolina. And so I'm going to be repping them while I'm down there. So they're going to be sponsoring me to play some cornhole, which is pretty neat. Another one is Parkit 360 is sponsoring the Top 100 conference. And, I want to think of them as like the AAR roofing of, Canada. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you start seeing them, get on the cornhole field. If you didn't know what Parkit 360 is, it's actually trailers. So what it is like it's a machine that helps back the trailers into spots so you can like park your camper in your car in your trailer if you wanted to, or in your garage. Like, it's super neat. And they're just a local company that's like just down the road from my house, and they are huge in the States, not so much in Canada, but it's a great opportunity for them to get in there, and especially if it's a tailgating game, camping game, like, it's awesome.
Well, I know for myself, parking my camper, if they want to come on to help the show and help me out to park my camper, I'm all for that as well. Because
yeah, no, it's awesome.
I may be a bit better at cornhole than I am at trying to back the camper. And that says a lot right there.
Yeah, Doug, it's just a remote. If you're good with the phone, you can just back your trailer with the phone. It's like a drone. It's neat.
Hey, I'm good with the pocket cornhole on the phone, so I gotta be better at that as well, right?
Awesome. Yeah, no, shout out to them. They're great. If you guys are ever in Perth and you guys are coming out for a regional, you guys got to go to Fiddleheads Bar and Grill. That's the spot to go. Live music. It's like a little Irish bar. It's so fun. So, and Kovar Contracting, Jason, he's actually one of our sleepers who doesn't travel. He actually started up. We had 3 sets of boards that were like my plywood boards, and he invested and he paid for all the boards for our league. So we got 6 sets from him, and I don't know what I'd do without him. Like, we would not be as advanced as we are without that. So huge one. Just really helped us speed the process up and get caught up with all the other leagues.
Exactly. So for your league, people can check you out when you're online on you play Tuesday nights?
Tuesday nights at 7:00.
And then if they're in Perth County, where can they just kind of show up and play with you guys?
Perth Legion. Go to the Perth Legion, 26 Beckwith Street West. Come on out. First timers are always free. Wayne Robertson from Moondog actually claimed $680 from our 50-50. So, our 50-50 is growing pretty fast. We got a lot of people into it. Super friendly crowd. $5 pints. But it's awesome. Great community. You won't regret coming out.
Oh, no, like I said, whenever I see you guys online, you guys are having a lot of fun there, and it's great to see with a newer league with so many people having fun and so many people traveling. That's the big thing.
Yep. Well, that's our plan. We want to get the name out. Small little league can do some damage.
Exactly. Yeah. So to get my stuff here, to pay my bills, whatever bills I have, check out octanecornhole.com. Discount code CORNDUG gets you 10% off of any of the down and back jerseys. If you want a down and back jersey, you just have to go there or look at the link below. Then JC Cornhole. I'm not sure if Jamie has a discount code yet. If you say that I sent you, I'm not sure if he would actually make you pay a couple extra bucks, but we don't know.
He'd make
Check
you
out some great boards with Jamie. He's a great guy to talk to. You give him some sliders, he'll do whatever you want. And then also SierraHome.com if you're out in Alberta, Edmonton area, Sherwood Park, as I always say to be exact. Check out Darren at SierraHome.com. He will do all of your home inspection, whatever you need to do. He'll show you where the best place is to store your cornhole boards in the off season or just wherever. And check him out. And as always, a portion of your payment to him will go to a children's cancer hospice in the Edmonton area, which is a fantastic deal there. And then csccornhole.com. You can get all of your fire bags. You can get your Fire Vengeance, as Mr. Connor Weiss throws, or any of the other local bags. I think he's got everything there now. You just have to go and check him out there. You get all your ACL Canada gear there as well, and it's just a great website to go to, csccornhole.com. Any other parting words, Connor, as you head down to Rock Hill?
No, I mean, let's kick some ass.
And with that, as always, watch out for those players throwing gas, because they could be like this guy. I'm pointing the right way this time. Could be like this guy.
Oh.
And just kick your ass.